Greetings. Okay. Greetings and welcome to Numa Nursery. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to talk about Moringa Wholesale. I'm your Moringa farmer, Kendrick Henry, and I've been growing moringa trees on other people's properties since 2014. Now we have over 300 properties that I harvest regularly throughout the Tampa Bay area, all organically grown moringa trees. And they're in the Moringa Growers Co-op. So these locations are all Tampa Bay moringa trees in the Moringa Growers Co-op. And we have two businesses. We have Numa Nursery, that's developing a nursery here, but we also have the co-op. And right now, Numa Nursery is the main purchaser of Moringa Wholesale from the Moringa Growers Co-op. So we got all of these greens from the Moringa Growers Co-op. Now you can purchase it through us at numanursery.com. We're still getting both of these entities created and started. We have another YouTube channel, the Moringa Growers Co-op YouTube channel, and also a website. So as we get both of these entities started and we're starting to grow, Numa is going to purchase Tampa Bay Moringa from the co-op. Now the Moringa Growers Co-op purchases moringa from moringa farmers around the world, not just in the Tampa Bay area, but also in Mexico, also in South America, also in India, and also in Africa. So that's just a little bit of history as we start to grow the co-op. Now, when I started, so I started Numa Nursery and the Moringa Growers Co-op about the same time. Numa Nursery started with this idea of nursery, and then quickly started planting moringa trees on other people's properties, and it developed into the co-op. And I started to see the power of the co-op and what it could be, and decentralized and owned by the members. And I wanted to give something back to the community, and so I started the Moringa Growers Co-op, and we're still getting it started. One of the ways that you can help actually is by picking up Moringa Wholesale from us, either at numanursery.com or even at the moringagrowerscoop.com. We're getting both of these entities started at the same time. If you have any questions about the co-op or need us to text you back any kind of questions, you can text 813-567-3100. If you want to send us an email and you have any questions about Moringa Wholesale, please email me at grow@numanursery.com. So that's a little bit of, because we're getting a lot of questions in the emails and the chat room. If you can chat us on numanursery.com, we have a little chat box there, and you can talk with us. And so we're getting a lot of questions, and that's the reason why I'm on the phone with Charlie about an hour ago, and he's getting all these questions in. I'm listening. What kind of questions are you getting in? And this is how we start assessing what we need to come out with, and because people are asking, where can I get Moringa Wholesale? Can I get Moringa from you guys in bulk? And maybe that's not as clear on the website, but we do have large quantities of moringa now available. So we've been working really hard. Uncle Bob has been getting the greens off the branches. So we'll harvest the trees, and he's been getting the greens off the branches, getting them into the drying rack room that we have, a dehumidifying drying room. We'll wash the greens up before putting them in the drying room, and then from there, we will vacuum seal the loose leaf, so we get all the sticks and stems out. We sift it by hand, and we'll package it in these 500 gram, half a kilo, about 1 pound packages. So they're vacuum sealed, so that way they don't get any bugs. There's no air in there, and also it packs better for shipping. We can get several of these in a box. So this works really well for us, and we've been doing this now for a few months. Everyone that's been ordering Moringa Wholesale from us has been loving the package. We have several people coming back and getting it in much more of like a subscription kind of model, and we're working on building that out. So that way, if you want to just order, say 5 to 10 kilos from us every few months just to keep your stock up, we're starting to get that set up. And so the powder is actually made with the Vitamixes. We have several Vitamixes on site, and Uncle Bob and myself and the helpers will take the loose leaf and we'll powder it. We'll get it in there. We'll get it real nice. We also sift it. So every time it comes out of the Vitamix, we'll sift it, and then it comes out and it's super fine. And that's why we get this beautiful color. Not only is it fresh and organic and local from right here in the area, and that's what I want to emphasize is that here at Numa, we only sell Tampa Bay Moringa, and that's the difference between Numa and the CoOp. If you're ever purchasing from the CoOp in the future, we're going to have Tampa Bay Moringa, we're going to have Mexican Moringa, Indian Moringa, African Moringa around the world, and we'll be able to even go down into city by city, like we're doing here at Tampa Bay. Maybe it might be West Palm Beach Moringa, maybe it's Miami Moringa, or Orlando Moringa. And so we're going to have all of that available at the Moringa Growers Co-op. This is a huge industry that we're starting to curate, organize, teach farmers, people like yourself, all over the country, all over the world, that if you're producing a good product and you have something that's super valuable, organically grown, and you're knowledgeable about it and you can share, you have the ability to sell Moringa just like this for your own store. So we have different sizes available in the bulk options, and we've already been supplying stores, not only in Tampa Bay, but stores all over the country have been purchasing wholesale from us. And in the past, we've had a hard time keeping up with the amount of orders that were coming in, and we've had to say, hey, everybody, we don't have enough in stock for wholesale at this time. That's where we've been. You know, we've had so much interest. Hey, can we get 5 kilos, 10 kilos, 50 kilos? Well, I wanted to announce that now we have several hundred kilos in stock. Loose leaf powder, the best way is to get it in a bulk special. You can see we have 6 kilogram loose leaf, which you can see at the link below. I'll have a link for the 6 kilos loose leaf below. And we also have a special for 5 kilos of powder. And this is all handmade from our locally grown moringa trees. And that's what we're doing here. Now we're starting to make relations with all of our farmers around the world, and we're getting samples right now, and we're testing it so that way we know that it's safe. We're getting the cost analysis of shipping and harvesting for the farmer. That way we have a good price for the farmer. We want to make sure that they're getting paid. So let's talk about that. How have we paid the farmers in the Tampa Bay area for this moringa here? So, talked about the history of wholesaling, and I wanted to mention here a few other things, but how much do we pay? And I got some moringa tea right here. So as I was mentioning, is that the Moringa Growers Co-op is going to be the entity that pays each farmer. So right now I'm acting as the sole director and president of the Moringa Growers Co-op at the moment. We're seeking board of directors and positions, management positions, not only in Numa Nursery, but also in the co-op. And right now we're kind of working together to build both of these entities up. So far, I've been harvesting trees in the Tampa Bay area. It started off with, hey, can I plant this tree in your yard? And they're like, for what? And I said, well, one day in the future, I'd like to come by, I'd like to harvest it and possibly have moringa products. So the first several hundred trees and locations were all kind of loose and free, like, yeah, sure, no problem, you can plant a tree here. They weren't really expecting anything. They didn't hit us up for monetary value in the very beginning. They didn't know what it was worth. Now, seeing the videos, talking with us, learning more about the moringa tree industry and the power of the moringa tree itself and the benefits of moringa, they're all like, hey, what was that? You're going to pay us for the greens? Yes, we want to start paying, and we have been in stock all of our growers. So how does it work? When we go to harvest a tree, or 10 trees or 50 trees. We'll bring it back to the co-op location here, the headquarters. And this is one of the chapter locations, and we plan on having several of these chapter locations that can manage the facility, that can manage the packaging and the processing of moringa in each respective area. And we'll dry it and we'll weigh it, and we'll provide, if we harvest, we'll provide $10 a kilo to the farmer. So for instance, we just went to Gulfport the other day, and I think we got like two kilos. We harvested it, and we're gonna give her some powder in return. You know, this is a 250 gram powder, so we have to account for our labor. You know, how much powder, you know, do we give her? Do we give her 100 kilos? So we have to figure out a ration. I was going to give her at least 100 kilos and then also offer her $20 worth of stock in the co-op. And so that way she would have a $20 stock certificate, and that would be from what we harvested from her tree just last week. And so as we develop this co-op, we have all these numbers crunched, and we have a document, a running document of all of the greens that we've harvested all around the area, and we're providing payback in the form of dividends. And this is how getting the co-op established is going to potentially work. Now, all of the things that I'm talking about in the co-op are going to take some time to develop. It's going to take a board of directors to actually vote on all of these things. These are just kind of tentative plans that we have set in place that are going to operate kind of like in this way until we get the members in and we get everybody voting, and then things will start to solidify and for sure, because I can't be the only one to decide how things are going to be going. We all have to decide together. But for right now, we have every single owner on board with us. Everybody that's growing moringa trees in the Tampa Bay area has been really loving and accepting of the time and patience, and also just fully giving of this organization to get started, because they see the benefits now that it's growing and the potential that it has. So we've been harvesting nonstop this summer. As you can see, we've been very busy. We've been going to locations harvesting 50 kilos, 100 kilos. Sometimes I'm a week straight out harvesting every single day. Come back and we have a huge stock. Well, now, before this sits any longer, we wanted to get out and we wanted to see if anybody was interested in picking up a wholesale order from us. That's at least a $300 order. If you wanted to get something like in small packages, we'll do 50% off the retail price. So for instance, this is $10 on the website. But if you order $300 worth of loose leaf, essentially that would be 30 of these packages, we're going to double it because it's going to be 50% off. So you're going to get 60 of these packages for $5 each for $300, because that would be considered our wholesale price. So that's 50% off of retail. Once you hit $300, everything is 50% off. Any single item that we have on the website, like capsules, powder, loose leaf or tea, even the boxes, anything that's a single item is going to be 50% off if you reach $300 value. And that's considered our wholesale special that we have right now. And we've had several people around town that ask if we could leave the label off, so that way they can put their label on it. That's great. Others ask if we can ship them the labels already on the packages so they can resell Numa products. That's great too. We would love for you to do that too. We want to help you get your moringa business started. So, and you know what? If you're interested in getting $300 worth of the capsule bottles with the labels on them already like this, we'll go ahead and do a one-time special deal. Just email me if you wanted to do your wholesale, just capsule bottles, just like this. We'll sell them straight up $10 a bottle. And that's the lowest we can go right now for a wholesale deal. If you get $300 worth of capsule bottles like this, they'll be $10 each. So we'll send you essentially 30 capsule bottles for $300. And that's essentially the lowest deal that we have right now on capsules for the wholesale, which is about the same price if you ordered, several thousand of them like that in the large thing. And so we're working the prices. We're still keeping the prices as low as we can. We're trying to increase our profit margin in this time, so that way we can get some purchasing power. We can buy some equipment, like maybe an automatic capsule machine, maybe a larger oil machine here on the farm. So anything that you do today helps really support us. And we have the loose leaf, the powder, the capsules, and also the tea. So we went through how much do we pay. So if you're interested and you're thinking, oh wow, like we could supply the CoOp with Moringa, yeah, we'll buy the Moringa from you. And we had a lot of questions about that last night. This morning I answered. I got back to a few emails, and I was like, you know what, inspired to just get back. And that's why I'm glad I'm just reading the comments and I'm getting back to people. That's where I need to be to make sure we're getting all the answers out there. How many trees is this, and how often? Like, we had a question, how much could we make in a year? A gentleman just asked about 5-acre property. He has a 5-acre property and he wants to grow all Moringa, and I suggested grow about 100 Moringa trees on each acre. That's about what we're going to do here. Actually, we're going to do 100 trees on a ½ acre. I should have told him 200 trees an acre. But for this sense, let's just go with 100 trees an acre. So he's got 5 acres. He's going to get 500 Moringa trees. By the third year, he could potentially harvest several times a year each tree and maybe get 5 kilos of powder. That's one of these. This is 1 kilo. This is 2.2 pounds of powder. So he could get 5 kilos potentially by the third year off of one tree, harvesting several times that year. So maybe early in the season, get it cut back. Midway through the summer, get it cut back. And then also at the end of summer, fall, get it cut back. So possibly 3 harvests in the year, getting about 3 to 5 kilos at least by the third year. And so we mentioned to him, if we were to buy every single one of those kilos at $10 a piece, he'd make $25,000 off of his 5 acres in 1 year, off of just 500 Moringa trees. Now that's if the Moringa Growers Co-op can purchase all of those greens from you and your business. And so we told him, as long as he's not completely dependent on us right now, because we're just getting started, in order for us to buy from the farmer, we have to be able to sell it. And that's where this platform comes into place, where we can get the information out there, and we have this sales funnel to be able to get these products out fast, directly from farmer to consumer. And that's our ultimate goal. No middleman, keeps the price low. We're the actual farmers. We're the ones that actually harvested these trees from hundreds of trees in the Tampa Bay area. And look at it. It looks so good. We're so proud of it. We have 250 grams available. I mean, I have been dreaming about this for at least 5 years. I mean, when I first started the business, people were asking me even 5 years ago, hey, Kendrick, do you have any wholesale? It was one of the biggest issues that I had, because we didn't have enough for such a long time. I mean, it took forever for me to just even get, this much on the table at the farmer's market. Now I can't believe, look at where we're at. I mean, even just with the simple Vitamix, I mean, we're powdering up every day. We're getting it powdered in small batches, and that's the key, is that we're doing small batches. We're getting everything clean. We're doing it in a clean room. We're practicing, organically growing. We don't want to use any reclaimed water. We're on high ground. No sprays, no chemicals, no synthetic fertilizers. We just use like compost teas. We use ground covers and other herbs and chopping and dropping systems, permaculture practices. And I've been able to help teach and train pretty much all of our growers right here in the Tampa Bay area. So I hope you had a little bit of insight and get to see where we are. It's quite a bit of information to consume, but this is important for each one of you that's starting a moringa business to see exactly how you can present your products. These are very cheap ways. We want to get away from using plastics. You know, maybe one day this is much more of a hemp material or a mushroom material. But one of my best friends told me one time when I was like, he was like, Kendrick, what's wrong? And I was just sitting there like this. I was like, man. He's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I'm having to buy plastic for my packaging. And he was like, well, I know you feel bad because he knows how I am about the environment and wanting to create sustainable packaging products. And he said, look, just get to a point where you have the ability and the purchasing power to change who you buy your materials from. But you can't do that if you don't even allow yourself to get started. And so I've been breaking down some of those walls, some of those barriers that have kept me from, say, growing this business a lot faster than it should have been, because I just created a lot of rules for myself and set up a lot of boundaries for myself that hindered me from getting bigger faster. And that's okay, because now we have a stronger foundation, we have a stronger audience and a stronger base of people that support us, and now we have the platform to be able to be transparent and be able to get everything out there to you quickly and directly. So I really appreciate you for watching and keeping up with us. I'm Kendrick Henry, your moringa farmer in the Tampa Bay area and the founder of the Moringa Growers Co-op. And if you'd like to get moringa in wholesale directly from the farmers, please go to our website. We'll have the links below on all of the products that we already have existing, like the 250 powder and the kilograms worth of loose leaf and the several kilograms worth of powder there, and also the capsules. So we'll get all those collections shared with you. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Really appreciate you. And we're here at Numa Farms in Plant City. If you want to come by and pick your products up and you want to meet me directly, personally, please make an appointment at numanursery.com. You can just go right up there, do a pickup, and just let us know when you're coming by, and that'd be really great. This Saturday, actually, we're giving a tour of the place. So I'll share that event down below. If you'd like to come by and get a tour, I'll do a little design for you so you can see what we're doing here, 2.5 acres. If you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear it. I'm an architect by trade, and I've been getting into the farming and moringa business over the past several years since graduation, just learning about the industry and how and what I can do to make it better. You know, I want to solve these problems, you know, food deserts and, you know, chemicals and organic and GMO and things like that. I wanted to really dive into it, and this is what we're doing here. Non-GMO, all organic, locally sourced, directly from the farmer. I mean, these are the things that I stand for, and I'm like, ooh, yes, this is what I wanted to get. This is who I want to support. So thank you for supporting me, myself, Uncle Bob, and everybody a part of the Numa team. We greatly appreciate you, and I hope I answered everybody's questions here. How many trees is this? You know, this is a lot of trees. How much can a tree produce? We kind of went over that. So thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Peace, love, and prosperous growing. We'll talk to you soon.